Right, so in this video, I want to talk about plateaus, what they are, why they happen, and how we can minimize them. Because if you're interested in making great progress, building loads of muscle, and having an amazing physique, what we need to focus on is allowing ourselves or finding ways to essentially progress as consistently as we possibly can over the long term. And one of the best ways to progress consistently over the long term is by minimizing barriers, by minimizing plateaus. Now, what is a plateau? A plateau is essentially when you're in a position where each week or every time you revisit an exercise, the exercise doesn't feel any easier, you can't increase the amount of reps you achieve, you can't seem to increase the weight, and sometimes you can keep trying and actually go backwards. So a plateau is when you just can't get stronger with an exercise. And we have to make sure that we're getting stronger with our exercises across the board as much as we possibly can. So a plateau is when things will not budge. An exercise just won't give you any more progression. Now, why this happens is essentially, this is the part most people don't know, and this is the simplest description that I can give you. A plateau happens when you outrun your body's ability to keep up. When you outrun your body's ability to adapt in line with how much you're choosing to increase the weight by, or choosing to try and progress. Because essentially, every time we try and increase the weight, we are asking our body to create adaptations in terms of strength and muscle mass in order to support the new demand. Okay, so when we place a greater stress on our body, we're asking our body to respond with adaptations in order to support that decision. So when we choose to try and progress in weight faster than your body can even grow muscle and get stronger in order to support our decision making, then you will run into plateaus. Now, as that description will obviously suggest, if you are choosing to add too much weight too quickly, you will run into plateaus, and that's an issue. So we need to understand that there's only so fast your body can get stronger and build muscle. So we need to try and pace how much weight we choose to add and how frequently we do it. If you are doing a bench press and you are trying to add 20 kilograms every week, then it doesn't take a genius to know that you won't last very long until you max out and you can no longer lift the weight, because there is a rate of choosing to add the weight that is just unintelligent. So we need to find intelligent ways of increasing the weight over time in order to maximize our progression. So on average, the human body will expectedly get 2.5 to 5% stronger if everything's going well. So if you're increasing the weight by a greater percentage than that, the likelihood is then on a week-to-week basis, you will eventually, or quite quickly, come to a position where you plateau. And this was your own fault for trying to add too much weight too quickly. So yes, we want to train hard. Yes, we want to train to failure or close to, or if otherwise specified, even past failure in some rare cases. And we definitely want to progress as much as possible, but that doesn't mean that every single week we need to add as much weight as humanly possible, because it's unsustainable, and we want to find consistent, sustainable progressions within the context of training really, really hard, and that's where the magic is made. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of clarity on what plateaus are, why they happen, and how we can avoid them. And just remember, if we want to maximize our progress, we want to consistently progress as much as possible over the long term, which means minimizing plateaus.